So this is going to be a gear video of sorts, and I'm probably the last person that should be giving advice on gear. So you should probably go look for somebody else if you're looking for really good detailed information. However, since you're obviously still here, I figure a disclaimer goes along with these sort of videos. I purchased the Hollyland Mars M1 with my own money from eBay, and this video is not sponsored in any way by Hollyland or eBay. However, I was going to try to sort this video into what is the problem and is the Hollyland Mars M1 the solution to the problem, but I kind of decided I just wanted to start with what I don't like, what I like, and then how's it going for me. So I'll start with what I really don't like. Probably the biggest thing to me is that this monitor, the Hollyland Mars M1, doesn't even seem as bright as an Atomos Shinobi. I use the Atomos Shinobis a lot at work, and I've used them tons over the last several years. This monitor doesn't seem as bright as one of those. It's advertised as being 1000 nits. I will say it seems to be more color accurate than the Atomos Shinobis that I use, so that's at least got that going for it. Secondly, the wireless transmission, at least to a mobile device like an iPad, is heavily compressed. It's very noticeable. I have an 11-inch iPad and the compression is oftentimes very noticeable. I've wondered if maybe the signal to a dedicated Hollyland video receiver or another Hollyland Mars M1 would maybe be a little bit less compressed and look better, but I haven't had the opportunity to test that out. Despite the heavy compression, I do think that it is good enough to judge your framing and to pull focus from in some occasions. I've actually pulled focus from my iPhone or the 11-inch iPad. Despite the monitor not being very bright, it does have a bright side, and that is that you can load custom LUTs into it, and you can load the same LUTs into the app. I have the LUT that I use with the R5C loaded into the monitor and loaded into the app on my iPad. It also has a lot of the features that are common in a monitor like this. Focus peaking, zebras, false color, the little thirds grid, stuff that just, it should be in every monitor. You can power it via a locking barrel connector or via a Sony NPF type battery. I also like that the build quality feels a little better than a Shinobi. It feels a little more solidly put together, not quite as flimsy and plasticky. Now, I say that, but compared to something like a small HD, which is built like a tank, this is kind of built a little more like, say, a Toyota Prius. It has a lot of D-squeeze ratios. I noticed it's got like, I think 1.25, 1.33, 1.5, 1.6, 1.8, 2 times D-squeeze ratio, as well as a custom D-squeeze button. Not sure of all of those D-squeeze ratios. I don't actually, I haven't shot anamorphic on a mirrorless camera in a very long time. And, but it's something that I'd kind of like to experiment with again. And so I was happy to see that it had all the custom D-squeeze ratios, especially since the R5C doesn't have a lot of those ratios built into it. That was a cool little feature to see. My favorite feature of the Hollyland Mars M1, though, is that it can transmit to a wireless device. Despite the fact that it is so compressed, it is sufficient to help with focus composition. I used it on the intro for the over-the-shoulder shot so that I could kind of see how that would look. I used it a lot when I was scouting for locations. I used it when I was setting up this shot right here, so I hope this shot looks good. But on top of that, I used it on a professional shoot in Chicago last week where I had to run the wide camera and a close-up B-cam angle. And I transmitted to my 11-inch iPad and was able to monitor the wide camera angle. I also noticed our producer kind of peeking over my shoulder, watching the 11-inch screen, and I think he liked it. Not quite sure, but I think he appreciated that he could easily see that iPad and have confidence that the A camera was looking good. We were trying not to walk around on set. I would like to see the video transmission from the Hollyland Mars M1 to one of the other Hollyland video receivers to see if maybe it looks less compressed, maybe it has more data that it can send to a dedicated video receiver, or maybe it can receive more data from a dedicated video transmitter. Has this monitor solved any problems for me? And for me, the answer is yes. I was looking for a monitor to replace my ancient 7-inch Verizoom monitor, which felt like it was made out of plastic, because it is, but was also as heavy as a brick and a battery hog and less than HD resolution. This monitor is lighter, seems more sturdy, has better resolution, has better brightness, and is going to be the replacement for my old Verizoom monitor. I got the Hollyland Mars M1 off of eBay for $326. So I feel like I got it for a pretty good deal considering MSRP is like $499, something like that. $500 monitor, I feel like it's a $500 monitor. If you can get it for less than $500, I think it's a deal. And if you're looking for something like this with wireless capabilities built in, give it a shot. Thanks for watching, and I will talk to you later.